On and all. I haven't been doing much recently, as you know, because I'm hibernating for winter. No, I haven't got any. I haven't taken any jobs in for January, but I've been doing a little bit of thinking about electric cars, electric Defenders, and a lot of people have asked me, when am I going to do an electric Defender, an EV Defender? Well, I can tell you the date. It's going to be on the 12th of Never. It is a complete pointless waste of time. Yeah, I've told you. I was looking at them over the last few days, and I've been having to sort of giggle to myself, because here in Canada, out west, it's horrendously cold. It's -30, -50, and they're finding out electric cars aren't really what they're cracked up to be. Alberta in particular has got problems with electrical distribution, because they've been pushed into this, what to call it, green technology, net zero. So the wind turbines aren't putting out much power, and the solar panels covered in ice, and they only work during the day. And of course, in winter the daytime's very short, so you ain't got much power. So what they're doing is they're doing like rolling blackouts across Alberta and town, because they want to prioritise the electric for business and heating for houses. So your old EV cars, well, they're right down at the bottom of the list, so you're kind of stuck. And of course, range is reduced when it's very cold, because when you're charging, you can't fast charge a frozen battery. So it's not what they're cracked up to be. But going back onto Land Rovers, I did a bit of research. Now, I'm not sure if this is correct, so you'll have a go at me and stuff like this, but the only kit I could really find was a kit from a company, I'll write it down below. And a kit to convert a Land Rover to electric was £24,000. That's just for the kit. That's not including fitting, and probably not including tax either. So I did a bit of maths. Now, if you want to play along with me, if you've got nothing else to do, grab a calculator or a bit of paper and work this out, because it's kind of fun. I was laughing at the end of it, and I wasn't even drunk. So £24,000, we'll work in pounds and miles, because that's the easiest for you guys in the UK to understand. And then at the end of the day, you can convert it into kilometres or dollars or whatever you want to do. So £24,000 is a lot of money. It really is a lot of money. Here, over here in Canada, it's $41,000. So, but £24,000, you haven't even got a Land Rover yet for me to do. I haven't even bought a Land Rover yet. So by the time we've bought it, shipped it, in Canadian dollars, we're going to be up to around about $100,000 or £60,000-70,000. So anyway, so I looked at diesel prices yesterday in the UK, £1.38 a litre. Now, if you get £24,000 divided by £1.38, you will buy 17,391 litres of fuel. Pretty good, eh? Where are you going to put it? Now, next thing is, if our Land Rovers, on average, I know yours will do more or maybe do less, but if I said they do 25 miles to the gallon, it's a nice round figure to work with, and I think it's a fair one. But you could adjust it, it doesn't really matter. So, if we want to find out how many miles per litre it'll do, I googled it and I got 6.6, well there's 6 point something recurring, but 6.6 miles per litre. So it's 6.6 miles per litre. So 6.6 times 17,391 litres would actually get you 115,000 miles. Not bad, eh? It's pretty good, isn't it? Now, the thing about that is the circumference of the Earth is only 24,000 miles, so you've gone around the Earth 4 times. Or in Canada, if you want to work it out in Canada, I worked that out too. Halifax, Nova Scotia to Vancouver, Vancouver Island in British Columbia, that's from one side to the other, is 3,767 miles. Well, that's kind of a long way. Now, working on the fact that the £24,000, how far would that get you? Well, you could go from Halifax to Vancouver and back again 15 times. Now, I left the killer till last because your $24,000 pound conversion, what's the range on that, Mike? It must be fantastic. 100 miles. That's it. That's all you're getting. You might as well have a bicycle. It's absolutely rubbish, because when you think about it, now finger wagging there, when you think about it, you think, oh, I can go 50 miles there, 50 miles back. No, you can't. You can go 50 miles there and you'll have range anxiety and pulling your air out, looking at your gauge all the time, making sure you're going to go home, get home. That's not pulling a trailer, that's not fully loaded. Or going uphill. Bonkers, isn't it? Really, in real terms, it's 40 miles there, 40 miles back with a little bit to spare. Now, to put that into perspective, if I wanted to go from here to Montreal, which is about 100 kilometres, oh no, it's 144 kilometres. We could say it was about 80 miles from here to Montreal. Maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less. But I wouldn't get back. That's the problem. I'd have to find somewhere in Montreal to charge up the Land Rover sufficiently to get back. And that's not very far, is it? So it's all right to go to work, but if you want to go to work in a car, well, you know, if it's a short distance, just buy a little Yaris like mine. 35 miles to the gallon. Starts on the button even at minus 32. Not a problem. Not a problem at all. So anyway, that's that. But I was looking at all this net zero stuff and how it's all falling down, everything's falling down. You know, the governments are pushing and pushing for more greener stuff, and I don't know whether I should put this bit in. I might do. I'll go on, let's see what reactions we get. But I do support all the farmers and truckers out in Europe who's going through the same thing as we did in Canada 2 years ago with the Freedom Convoy. Look how Trudeau finished that one off. But it's coming to a point where people are just absolutely fed up of all this net zero and cut this and cut that, cut farms, kill cows because they fart too much. It's bonkers. We need food. We need farmers. If there was a way I could support the farmers in Germany or wherever you are, if there's like a GoFundMe or something like that, tell me, and I'll chuck in a week's wages to support you. How's about that? That's honest truth, I will do. But one thing I wanted to say was that in Canada, on our national broadcaster CBC, and you can go to the website, you don't have to believe me, but go to the website cbc.ca and look at the news on the European protests. Nothing. Tumbleweed. Crickets. Nothing. It's not even mentioned. You type it in the search, nothing. They don't want us to know. I think the government thinks we're stupid and we haven't got social networking or anything like that. We haven't got that. But it's really good. I mean, it's all over Europe. Spain, France, Germany, Netherlands, Romania, Poland. Is it Denmark as well? Well, they might as well all be uprising. But we can't go on like this. We can't go on like governments taxing fuel. In Canada, we've got out west. I think it's most of Canada. Quebec hasn't got it yet, but they've got a carbon tax. And apparently, this makes no sense because they've got a carbon tax, and then you can get a carbon rebate. So what's the point of having a carbon tax? But Trudeau wants to put it up 4 times. He says it's not enough. We want a 4-fold increase in carbon tax. It's ridiculous. It really is ridiculous. I don't know where that money's going. It's getting expensive here. It really is getting expensive. So if you're thinking about shelling out $41,000 for a diesel, for an electric conversion for a Defender, just to save the planet, well, maybe you could, but you're not going to go anywhere. So anyway, that's my thoughts for today. It was just a little quickie just to say I'm still here, but I'm hibernating until February. It's not too bad weather outside today. It's 0, but it's snowing a bit. But out west, it's been a bugger. It really has been a bugger. So what I'm going to do, just for you, instead of rambling on now, I'm going to put some links below so you can watch the things I've been watching this week. And especially watch the one about the electric Hyundai car. A young guy bought it. He paid $58,000 for it, Canadian dollars, last year. Scratched the battery, replacement battery, $60,000, more than the bloody car cost. How bonkers is that? How environmentally friendly is that? Now you've got two cars. Oh man, this world's going crazy. Anyway, I can't say any more because my head's going to explode. See you soon.